What's up, Lightbearers? Welcome to Light Tap, a Vivised podcast. My name is Melissa.
And I'm Emily.
And today we have very special guest. You guys, these are people that I've known forever, and they, it pains me. No, it doesn't pain me, but it feels weird to say. These are people that I truly, like, love, and just, they're a part of my life forever. No matter what. And we have my friend
Jenny
and
Lily,
and these are my friends. Today's topic, we are going to be talking about
seasons.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about seasons. And so obviously, what better company to have when we're talking about seasons than like friends that I've been knowing for so long. So vamos a empezar este podcast hablando de like cuántos años nos conocemos, where do we know each other from, etc. So I guess we're gonna start with Lily. Lily, like, I've been knowing you the longest.
I know.
So ya llevamos como 14 años of friends. ¿Tú te recuerdas cuando nos conocimos?
Yes, she didn't like me at all. No me quería.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? A ver, decí por qué.
Yo no sé.
Yeah, I didn't like you.
Was it because she was pushy?
No, it wasn't because she was pushy. It was because back in my younger days, I was super like jealous. And Lily knew my now husband from high school. And just the fact that she knew him, I did not like her. It wasn't anything like, extra information. I'm like, just because se conocen like they like hi and bye, or I know your name, like that was it for me. So when she came up, and I remember she was very, very friendly, and I was like, no, like I don't, bye, like I don't care, like, and I walk away. Pero I have noticed that the friendships that last the longest are the ones that start like that.
And like, you don't like them at the beginning?
No. And then they prove me wrong, and then that's like fireproof friendships, where it's like, okay, ya pasamos esa little etapa. So 14 years. Yeah, my first impression that Lily was I didn't like her. What was your first impression of me?
No, nada.
No pensabas nada.
No, nada.
Esta man like no se cree or whatever. Like, ¿qué le pasa
you
a
weren't
esta
new
man?
to church, so like whoever were new to church, they're like that. They're a little bit like
a little bit standoffish.
Yeah, they're like
No.
But you didn't even say hi to me, so it's fine. I'm used to it.
¿Y tú? I've been knowing you for apenas we did las cuentas.
Apenas hicimos las cuentas.
Yeah. And so it's been 5 years, Jenny.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy because that's like such a short period of time compared to like, 10, 14 years.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like I've known you the same amount of years.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we're just talking about it, and yeah, I feel like it's been way longer than that.
Yeah.
But yeah. We also met at church. I mean, I met all of them at church, even Emily. But yeah, I am the freshest one to the group. We're missing one.
We're missing one.
But yeah.
And so what was your like first impression? Because I know that que alguien dice que ella te conoció primero, que te habló primero, pero I do not remember that.
Whatever. There's cameras at church.
I mean, she definitely said God bless you first. I feel like whenever I would go to church, and because she
Solo por eso no se vale.
On my side. But I remember you walking to me.
Oh, she doesn't remember me.
Exactly. Joy like
you were, because you remember you did the dance group in the church, and then I do remember that you. After the church service finished, you came up to me and you talked to me. You were like, "Hey," and you
oh my god, I remember
yourself.
that.
You remember that?
I think I went over and introduced myself with you.
I think so
you
too.
stayed for the conversation. I left because I had to go.
Yeah, so. And Lily, like, she did. That's Lily over there. She she did say hi and but honestly, I mean, she claims that she's the first one, and I don't really remember.
I don't think so.
It's not here to prove that too.
We're gonna ask Gre.
Yeah,
but I don't think so.
But yeah.
Wow.
But
So what did you think? Because después, like, rapidito te invitamos al Rollies.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't think much. I mean, I'm the type of person that doesn't really like to think too much of a person until I actually meet them, until I actually hang out with them. I try not to have a bad impression. I mean, if anything, I will see the good before I see the bad. I don't like to lead myself with the bad. I just kind of go with the flow. So I mean,
you give people chances.
Like, I thought you were very quiet. I didn't.
I am.
I didn't take it as a bad, like, oh, she doesn't just talk to anyone, or she doesn't, o se cree mucho, or like whatever.
Okay.
I didn't take it like that. I just took it like, oh, she's quiet. And then that other one over there, she was more like bubbly. She was more like, you know, like loud and da. So I was like, oh, okay, she's cool. She's, you know, she's talkative. She's this. Emily is always smiling. So I'm like, okay, that's a nice one. And then the other one, also the one that's missing, Grecia, like she's very like sweet. She was since the first moment. It was like, give me a hug, and
she's so bubbly.
So yeah,
she's very welcoming.
Like, very like loving, like. No me importa
Open
how you
arms.
feel.
Yeah.
I'm about to love on you.
You don't got a choice.
Yeah, so that's kind of what the first impression that I had for every single one of y'all. It wasn't anything bad or anything. Once we went to the Rollies, it was a different story. I'm kidding. But
Ahí
yeah.
se supo la verdad.
Ahí salió todo.
Yeah, I remember like when we first met, and I mean, I just thought like, you know, whatever, igual, like you're super quiet. I was like, I wonder how that's gonna mix into our friendship, because we're normally like super loud and like laughing and, you know, haciendo like just bulla everywhere we go.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I wonder how you're gonna like integrate. I wonder if it's even gonna go anywhere, like, or are we just gonna like say hi and bye because we go to church together.
Yeah.
But yeah, you came along, and then
I remember how we used to joke around, kind of, that it was almost like a trial. You remember, Lily? Whenever we were like, okay, we're gonna try how she is. We're gonna take her to the Rollies, and then we'll see if she fits in.
Yeah, and it kind of was like that.
Yeah.
It kind of was, because imagínate like somebody like very strict in their ways, or like super, no sé, like you know, like put together, like proper, like I don't think that will kind of fit. Maybe it will, because
So that's the impression you had
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yes, everybody think.
Yeah.
Really?
And then we heard, remember, you want to go there? Because then we heard you talk. And then it was like, oh shoot, like ella sí nos va a machatear.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did I?
No.
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 Sometimes.
A veces,
No,
pero
but we have to
you make
talk
a
about.
point.
You make a point. That's it.
You make a point. So
Wow.
yeah. Wow. So that's kind of how we have. And Emily, how do you guys know these girls? Like, where I remember, like Lily was just saying, like she was your teacher.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I don't remember much, but I do remember one thing we were talking about where you said, ¿Cómo dijiste?
If they
Or the kids weren't quiet, you would tell them, if y'all don't stay quiet, I'm gonna make all of y'all stay and help me clean. I used the same tactics in the beginning, so I remember that. Yeah, I remember that, because the kids did not want to stay and like help clean. They were like, no, we want to go run in the parking lot. We want to go play. So yeah.
Yeah, and so talking about different seasons of life, and obviously now you heard a little bit of like where we come from, where we've been, how we met, and all these things. Obviously, we're gonna add some scripture to it, and as to how this episode came about, and it comes from Ecclesiastes. There you go. Okay.
We're gonna be reading from chapter 3, verse 1 through 3. And this one is called A Time for Everything.
Yeah.
There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build.
Y en español, Eclesiastes 3, del 1 al 3 dice, en esta vida todo tiene su momento. hay un tiempo para todo. Hoy nacemos, mañana morimos. Hoy plantamos, mañana cosechamos. Hoy herimos, mañana curamos. Hoy destruimos, mañana edificamos. And so, knowing that we have a season for everything, a time for everything, what you guys would say, like, I know that we have been through different seasons of our lives together, like obviously knowing each other for 14 years, for 5 years. We have seen each other in diferentes momentos. What would you say, like, kind of helped us, honestly, build our relationship together? Y ser las amigas que hoy somos.
So, nos conocimos en la iglesia.
Yeah.
So Melly, we're gonna put Melly first. When we actually start talking, you were going through some situation.
Yeah.
So empezamos a reunirnos para orar, para ayunar, todas esas cosas. So es algo que nuestra amistad se hizo más que nada más amigos. Fue como ayudarnos a crecer espiritualmente.
Yeah.
Te he visto como en, like, when you were needing somebody para ayudarte o estabas pasando por un momento malo, y así hemos ido creciendo.
Yeah.
Creo que eso ayudó a nuestra amistad entre Meli y Lily. Y yo. Yo soy Lily.
And I think so too, because yo creo que en estos momentos son como los momentos que tú realmente sabes who's gonna be there for you. Like, en los momentos que, like, maybe you don't know each other that well, pero, like, dejas un poquito... Bueno, that's the way that I am con gente. Yo los pongo a prueba. Honestly, like, I'm like, let me see how much you can handle. Te voy a dar un poquito de entrada y ver how you handle the situation. And depende de how you handled it, then I'll let you in a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And I feel like definitely en esos momentos tú me dices your complete amistad. Like, you were there, like, literal, like, for whatever I needed. And you would give me, yes, spiritual. I think that that's a good thing, like a spiritual foundation. Like, I knew that I can always count on that. Like, I know that I can go to you for that. And so that really, like made us solid in ese momento, because that is what I needed. Like, I was weak in that area, and you were strong in that area, and it was like, oh, like, that was so good. And then, what do you think? How do you think that we've, like, what has helped kind of, like, our friendship get here?
Well, I think that, lo que le ha ayudado bastante es de que sabemos cómo entender las diferentes actitudes. Las diferentes formas de pensar, porque yo tengo mi forma de pensar, a pesar que somos muy cercanas. Mi forma de pensar es diferente a la de Lily, mi forma de pensar es diferente a la de Emily y a la tuya, obviamente, y de nuestra otra amiga, Grecia. Pero aún así sabemos respetar y sabemos aceptar, y si vamos a decir, si yo voy a decir algo, tú me vas a decir algo de tu forma de pensar. Agarramos los consejos sin pensar de que nos está como queriendo cambiar o queriéndome hacer de la forma que tú piensas o yo pienso. Porque al final del día siempre, como lo mencionamos, no nos vemos por las vidas que tenemos diferentes. Tú tienes tu familia, Lily pues obviamente su trabajo, mi trabajo, todas tenemos Emily su trabajo, todas tenemos diferentes áreas que estamos ocupadas y no se nos hace posible vernos todos los días, pero aún así ese bond está pretty strong, and I feel like it's because of that. Because whatever we say, whatever we talk about, it means well for the other person. Y siempre estamos ahí para querernos levantar. Estamos en las loqueras también, porque somos locas. Locas sanamente. Sanamente.
That's the best part.
Just the best part. So we know how to have fun together, but also sabemos cómo estar ahí cuando lo necesitamos, y aún para un jalón de oreja. Like, I feel Lily is the bossy one and the one that siempre nos está ahí. But, I mean, a veces ella...
Exhortando.
So, siempre las jaladas de oreja, siempre las sabemos aceptar, las sabemos agarrar, las sabemos... cuando tú quieres a una persona, ya sea amistad, lo que sea, lo vas a exhortar. No lo vas a dejar que siga caminando hacia un abismo, hacia un barranco. lo vas a tratar de querer, hey, come this way, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what our friendship, we're grown women too, so I guess we're not immature to, oh, why did she say that, why did you know? So we know how to accept each other and we know how to, we mean well. Miramos el propósito atrás o la intención atrás de las palabras que nos están diciendo y siempre nos hemos respetado en esa área.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think with all of us, right?
Yeah.
We have all gone through the situations donde sí, like, we can laugh together, we can joke around, we can have fun, we can go different places. Pero when it times, like, cuando es tiempo de, like, we mean business, like, hey, like, actually you're doing something that que no te conviene, que no te edifica,
We can hold each other accountable.
we can hold each other accountable. And, like, we're really there para los momentos malos, al igual como los momentos buenos. And in all of our friendships hemos tenido esos momentos, right? We have we're gonna share a little bit about some of our bad experiences because al igual, imagínate tantos años cuando it will be so weird or so like raro or you know different de que no tuviéramos una experiencia mala. And in our friendship we have. And that was the trip that we say we don't mention it, but we do. And it's our Galveston trip. Lily, I'm gonna let you set this one up because this was all about you.
No, I can't, porque yo no me sentía como ustedes se sintieron.
Pero
Porque la mala experiencia la tuvieron ustedes conmigo. Like, yo las hice sentir incómoda a ustedes.
yeah, you did.
Like, yo las hice sentir incómodas a ustedes. No.
But it was like a setup, right? So like for our Galveston trip, so for our birthdays, we normally celebrate it in different ways. Either we take trips somewhere locally, or we go out to restaurants, or whatever the case may be. Pero siempre nos tratamos de reunir to celebrate each other. And so for this trip, which was your 29th birthday, we had planned, the three of us, Joe, Jenny, y Grecia, we had planned a Galveston trip. And because we know that que Lily is like amante del océano, right? And so we were like, this is gonna be perfect. It's gonna be like the best gift we have ever given Liliana. And so we're spending the weekend, and literally on the drive over there, I'm already like...
That's when it started.
I'm already like, I am done with these people. I do not want y'all in my life anymore. I was kind of like getting there, and I was looking at Jenny was a new one. I was like, Jenny, like I was trying to like talk to her like through my eyes, like, are you with me? Like, and Jenny was trying to like,
calm down.
Yeah, she was like, calm down, like it's gonna be fine, like we're gonna be okay. But we weren't talking about it because I was like, am I tripping? Is it all in my head? Y tú, obviamente, like you're not gonna go into detail as to what happened, but you were not going through a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It was like a hard time, and it was like, you know, we didn't know what was going on. And so we're going in this trip, and los días pasan, and I remember we had like plans for different things. We went to a restaurant, then the next morning we had like different little plans, and I remember you were like just not wanting to get out of bed. Mm-hmm. And it was because you were sad.
Yes.
Because you were just, you know, like somewhat like your spirit and your just emotionally you were kind of broken. But we were like, we just want to have fun. Puro party. Yeah. So when did it start getting bad for you? Because for me, it was like bad day one. Like drive there was bad.
Yeah, no, for me, it wasn't like I would catch on the tension between everybody, like everybody. I mean, I'm probably the one that is more like go with the flow type of person in the front group or whatever. So,
Donde quieran ustedes.
Huh?
Donde quieran ustedes.
Yeah. So I didn't really. It didn't really affect me. Like I knew something was wrong with her, but I was like, okay, well, we're here. I mean, this is already planned, so let's just go with the flow. Yeah. You were not having it because there were some exchange words, and thank God you were at the back because if not, I don't know. It's
funny how I don't remember all this. Okay?
You don't remember that? ¿No te acuerdas the drive over there?
I don't remember the drive. I don't remember si yo le dije algo. I don't remember.
Like, I remember even you kind of saying, like, we can turn this car back around. We can turn this car back around. Like, I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, yeah, because it is her. It was her.
Everything.
Like, we can turn, even her little hand, like, you know, whenever that little hand goes up, it's like, oh man. So then we got to the hotel, and then it didn't get bad for me. It didn't get bad for me until some words came out, and then it did hurt my feelings. Until then is when, but it was, you know, again, when someone said something directly, and then that I was like, oh, okay, like, okay, all right, cool. But I let it go because we were there. But we were just trying, you know, our very best to have fun, have this. Yeah. I didn't know exactly what Lily was going through. Yeah, but I knew something was wrong because she was just not herself. Yeah. Like, whenever although que yo no he estado apenas 5 años, más o menos, que los he conocido, like, you just know how to read a person. Yeah. And so I knew she wasn't okay. I knew Melissa wasn't okay. Yeah. And I knew our other friend wasn't okay. Like, it just wasn't, like, dijimos en ese momento, when, like, ¿cuándo se planeó esto?
¿Cuándo nos vamos de regreso?
Yeah. Like,
y yo creo que cuando nos fuimos, everybody was like,
we're done.
Well, finally, like, that's over.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because y en ese momento, honestly, I was like, okay, I am no longer talking to them. I even told Oscar, and I was like, ya no. Like, ya no quiero ser like, I do not want to be part of their lives. I don't care. I was, like, getting ready to throw in the towel, but it's like you said before, en esos momentos cuando tú, like, realmente aceptas a las personas como son, the good and the bad, and I was like, is it that bad? Was it that bad? Did they do something super bad que I'm like, this is, like, not que se puede recuperar? And I was like, no, we just had a bad day. A bad weekend or lo que sea. Like, other than that, we're fine. And I think it was like, igual, I don't remember if I asked you, like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? Or maybe, like, months later. I know that we talked about it months later, and you were like, well, this was the reason, and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, oh, you had a good reason why that weekend didn't go the way that it did. And I'm glad that we were able to push through como friends, like, to where it didn't stop there. Like, we were actually able to kind of push through. So what was your perspective de ese weekend?
She thought we were having the best time of our lives.
That's what she thought. I was having, and everything was going on in my mind. Yo siempre decía, voy a tratar de divertirme.
Yeah.
Si dije o hice cosas, maybe no me recuerdo porque en mi mente habían tantas cosas que no, I actually don't remember. I have Snapchat me recuerda que me estaba divirtiendo. Like, no, porque, you know, when, like, fuimos a caminar a la playa, fuimos a comer a un buen lugar, creo que andamos el carro de Grecia y andamos manejando, so me salí en ese a tomar, like, se abre la cosa ese, me salí ahí. So, yo me recuerdo que tuve en lo que estaba pasando todo un buen momento.
You were trying, yeah.
Yes,
yes, and you did, cuando you were able to get up and like get ready, and it was like, okay, I'm doing this, and then we would have like a really good time. It was just like the moments in between that were like
so por eso, pero bueno, ya le dije sorry muchas veces.
No, sí, I mean, we're over it. We can talk about it.
Pero si vamos a lo que dice el versículo, que hay time for everything, las amistades, that's how they are.
Yes.
There's siempre he visto así. En ese momento necesitaba, mis amigas estaban ahí, but you guys didn't know what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
And siempre llegó a Jenny, a nuestra amistad, and I feel like that ahorita nosotros somos un poquito más unidas, salimos y todo eso, because that's what our friendship necesita ahorita, you know. So en ese tiempo Dios siempre pone a alguien en el momento que tú estás pasando como una amistad, como lo que sea, para que te ayude a salir adelante.
Yeah.
Y así ha sido nuestra amistad. Poquito a poco nos hemos ido incorporando. De primero solo me llevaba con Grecia, de llegó Meli y después llegó Jenny. No nos juntamos mucho con Emily, no porque no la queramos. Pero ella es bien cercana a Meli.
Yeah.
And I talked to you about this one time.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what you need. You need Emily right now. Emily es la más cercana a ti ahorita, because Dios sabe lo que cada quien necesita en los momentos que estamos pasando.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that that's very important, because even like you said right now, like we were able to have each other on different seasons and for different things, right? So igual yo, like, maybe I don't have you guys for different seasons, but I do have you guys for different things. Like, I know who to call for different things. I know who's gonna be always available, and that's Liliana. She's always down for a good time. Like, y cosas así.
Si le vamos a dar duro a alguien también.
También, we don't slash tires.
Yes.
If I get caught, get Liliana, because she was with me most likely. Jenny will be over there like, you guys, are you sure? Like, what's happening? And Emily will probably be like the Jesus one. Igual con la Gre.
Yeah.
And so it's like, we've had, different, we have each other for different times. And igual, even in our personal lives, I think hemos tenido como like our own friendships outside of the group.
Yeah.
With different people, and those were like seasonal.
Yes.
Seasonal friendships. So hay una diferencia entre like what is seasonal, like está por un tiempo, versus what is like a long, solid, standing friendship. And I think to know the difference and to like understand that es también bueno, like, because like you said, like, quizás por ese momento tú necesitabas a esa persona, but then how do you let that person, once that season has gone, how do you let that person go without having bad blood?
Yeah.
You've gone through different seasons also with different people, like outside of our friendship and stuff like that. Like, how have you let them go? When did you know, like, it's time que I think this season termine?
I think we talked about this in another podcast.
Yeah.
I think it was a friendship podcast where I was like, there has been a lot of toxic friends in my life.
Yeah.
And I realized, I've had instances where some of my friends were like, you were toxic for this specific person. And I'm like, really? And then I'm like, they would be like, you maybe didn't see it that way, but they were going through something and they saw it this way. And I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for certain friendships, I know that like when I realized that, one, they didn't want me around, or two, I wasn't helping their lives in any capacity, whether they wanted me to or they did, but now I was like, okay, I'm not welcome in this person's life. I'm like, okay, if you need me, if you want me, I'm here. If you need consejo, whatever. But when I realized you're not taking my consejo, you're not taking my friendship, or you put other people before me, knowing that like I'm offering you this because you need it, but you're looking for it from other people. I'm like, okay, clearly you appreciated my friendship, but at this time and moment, our season of friendship is gone.
Yeah.
Like, ya pasó. It's no longer active. I wish you well. If I see you, great. Hello, goodbye. Pero de ahí, it's okay.
And how did you cut that? Was it like a slow transition of like not speaking, or was it like cold turkey?
With one of my friends, it really was cold turkey because she stopped coming to church. She was going through her own issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know what? It is what it is. I reached out one more time through text and I was like, if you ever need anything, I'll be here. Never reached out. Cold turkey. I'm like, all right, got the hint. That's it. Got cut up real quick.
Yeah. I guess that was enough.
I had another friend that like we would reach out all the time and be like, we should hang out, we should do this, we should do that. But at the same time, it was also like complaints that I would hear from other people that like, oh, well, I wasn't doing enough for the friendship. And I was like, okay, well, that's not how I feel. I feel different. I actually feel like I'm the one constantly reaching out and I'm never getting a response back.
Yeah.
So I would feel the one that would be like, well, this is not working. we're not seeing each other as often anymore. Like, you guys will maybe not see each other that often, but when you do, it's great. You know, y'all hang out, y'all catch up. It's awesome.
Yeah.
When I would hang out with this person, it would always be like reminiscing about the past, like, you did me wrong, da 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 da, and I'm like, this is not a friendship. You're making me feel bad for something that supposedly y'all let go of your trip, the hurt that y'all had.
Yeah, for sure.
This person, exactly. This person,
it only comes out in conversations.
Exactly.
Just now.
So this person would dig it up, volverlo a enterrar. They would put it back in the dirt, and then they would dig it up again. And I'm like, okay, this is not healthy. So I would have to like cut that one go. But that one was hard because I'm trying to be a good Christian and be a nice person and trying to be like, okay, like, maybe we don't have to be best friends, but we can be acquaintances. And it took a long time for me to cut that one. Like, I even needed some intervention from you to realize, like, this is not healthy for your friendship and for your person. And it's better if you let them go than keep trying, because at the end of the day, it's going to hurt you more.
Yeah.
So that one took a little longer.
I bet, man. Like, that's super hard. Cuando tú piensas que somebody's gonna be forever, and then you like realize that they're just seasonal friends. I think that those are the hardest one, because you still have some attachment in your heart for them. But to understand that it's not gonna do you any good that I'm still here, it's not doing me any good that I'm still here.
Yeah.
And when you realize that and you actually take action on that, then te liberas tú y liberas esa persona también contigo. Do you guys think that you know, this is like obviously like a Christian podcast, but not every friend that you have is Christian. Do you think that in order to have solid friendships, you need to have Christ in them? Or you need to be, just like as in a relationship, like como matrimonio, like you have to be equally yoked? Do you think that in friendships you have to be equally yoked? Like, you have to believe the same thing, like we believe in Christ, or do you think that you could have somebody who doesn't?
I think you can. Vamos a lo mismo. You have to respect what they believe. Y mientras no se metan en lo que tú crees, you can have a friendship. Because I have a friend that she doesn't go to church, right? It's not that she doesn't believe in God, pero no tiene nada que ver con la iglesia. Nos llevamos bien, no nos vemos siempre, pero siempre estamos pendientes una de la otra. It's good. Like, yo respeto a ella y ella respeta a mí.
What do you think?
Yo creo que sí puedes tener una amistad fuerte con alguien que no está en la iglesia. Yo creo que también, como dice Lily, 100% es lo mismo que yo pienso, pero también es porque, hablando de estar ahí para una persona, tú puedes cambiarle la vida en algún momento por cómo tú la vives y por lo que tú traes.
Yeah.
Entonces puede ser alguien que Dios va a utilizar para esa persona. O aunque no estén hablando de Dios todo el tiempo, pero simplemente el ver tu fe, el ver tu caminar, el ver cómo vives tu vida. A veces la vida se nos está derrumbando. Y aún así seguimos adelante, seguimos con una sonrisa y el mundo no da eso.
Yeah.
Y entonces muchas veces eso llama la atención a alguien. Por ejemplo, todas nosotras creo que hemos experimentado el amor de Dios y la mano de Dios en nuestra vida.
For sure.
Y estemos por lo que estemos pasando, vamos a decir, Dios es bueno.
Yeah.
Por lo que estemos pasando. Entonces, no te puedes alejar totalmente de una persona simplemente por cómo o lo que ellos creen. Obviamente dependiendo, porque hay ciertas creencias que tal vez no van a edificar tu vida o te pueden afectar. Ahí también tienes que tener cuidado. Pero puedes cambiar la vida de alguien. Puedes en algún momento preciso, puedes decirle una palabra a esa persona de que le puede cambiar su vida, sus creencias, y esa persona puede acercarse a Cristo.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, it's just like, I think that you know, you can have friendships from different walks of life and different and there might be going through a different season, but as long as there is respect, that they understand that no importa like I have boundaries. Like you may go and do stuff, but understand that you cannot influence me, or you should not try to influence me to do something that goes against what I believe. In the same way, I can extend an invitation of like, hey, come to church with me, hey, come to this with me, come to that with me. But if you don't want to, then I'm not gonna be like
force it down your throat.
bye. Like I'm not then like no. And so that's always great. So we're gonna move on to this segment that we have in our podcast, que se llama Am I the Asshole, where we tell a story. We don't tell it. We read a story that que alguien wrote into Reddit to kind of get advice and kind of know if they're the asshole or if other people are in the asshole. And so we kind of like, you know, help some people out there that may be going through a situation like this. So Emily.
Okay. For this one, the title is Am I the Asshole for Telling My Friend and His Girlfriend Her Insecurities Were Ruining Our Friendship Group? So what do y'all think based off of the title? So basically what the title is saying that some guy is telling his guy friend that his girlfriend's insecurities were bothering their friendship group. What do y'all think? Ask her
I
or
think
not?
kind of asshole because she's not like sometimes like okay, like with us, like I have a husband, but my husband, yes, he's cool with y'all, but do y'all consider him friend? Like anything that he does, would that affect our friendship? Unless he's disrespectful as hell, like sorry, then I would think so. But like
I don't know.
well, I guess maybe not. But I mean, if you guys would.
It's okay to tell somebody I mean, si Oscar dice o hace algo que no nos gusta, I think we can tell
sure,
you, you know, hey, no nos gusta esto, or viceversa, you know, like if he's like, hey, I don't like your friends to do this at my house, nos puedes decir.
Yeah, true.
So,
but like her I guess because when I think of insecurities, I'm thinking like if I have like self-image insecurities, how is that affecting
what I think is okay, go Jenny, go.
You go, it's okay.
Más que todo como like si solo se quieren reunir los guys y ella no va, jealousy, that's what I think está yendo, no más como like oh, yo estoy fea. No, it's like no quiere que salga con sus amigos solo. That's what I'm thinking.
If that is it, then I'm like not the asshole. You should definitely say something.
Okay, let's find out. Alrighty. Over the years in college, I created a large group of friends. Now, also in those years, friends in this group have dated or are still dating. No matter what happens, we all remain friendly and civil and work out our differences. So one of these friends, Greg, dated two girls in the group, Jessica and Katie. Things didn't work out with either, but again, we all stayed friends. No drama or anything. It was clear Katie still had feelings left for Greg. For Greg, we weren't really sure. They still hung out separately from the group. Then Greg dated outside the group. That's how we met Celeste. To say the least, no one likes her. I won't lie, our group formed a very prestigious college and the friends all have the same socioeconomic background. Celeste stands out. She doesn't fit in. She's shy and unable to contribute in discussions because, again, different backgrounds. Greg was still hanging out with Katie. Celeste didn't know. They didn't do anything, but Katie, hoping to get Greg back, told Celeste and said Greg still cared for her. This is where things got messy. Greg cut off Katie completely to work things out with Celeste. That caused a lot of drama. We understood why, but still. Then he cut off Jessica. We all wanted to know why. Finally, he admitted Celeste was very uncomfortable with him being friends with an ex due to the Katie situation, and she didn't think she could handle it, so she was going to end it. Greg, desperate to fix the relationship, said he cut off all exes for her so she could heal. During a cookout, Katie and Jessica were both mentioned, and Celeste seemed visibly uncomfortable. Now, I was tipsy. I asked her what even their names were a trigger. She said no, it's just so fresh and she'd rather not talk about it. I asked her about therapy because she seems insecure. She said she thought about it. Finally, I looked around and told her she should work on it before she further ruins once a great friendship group. Before leaving, I told her this group was happy and fine before she came in. Maybe she needs to do some reflection. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Dale, Lily, dale.
Ajá, ¿por qué tú piensas- ¿por qué
You
tú piensas que es-
started,
ajá,
you-
¿por qué tú
yeah,
piensas que
you gotta
he's the
start.
asshole?
Because dice, éramos de la, no es igual que nosotros.
She's not from the same socioeconomic background.
Ajá. Y ha pasado en veces que cuando el grupo trae a otra pareja o lo que fuera, es bien difícil que se
acepten,
incorpore o que
that they accept each other,
por cualquier
yeah.
razón, ¿ok? Porque a la otra no le gusta o whatever. Pero, él es el malo, él es el asshole, sorry.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, same thing. It's just the way that the things that he said.
I hope
and-
they don't get married because that's gonna be like a really
Yeah.
bad relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the whole background, the whole economic background, and yeah, I think the group friend just don't like her.
Yeah.
I think
Just
that's
because
it.
she's
Just
like
because,
She's
yeah.
not like them.
She's not like them. Yeah.
Yeah.
quote unquote poor or like low class.
Yeah.
Lo que sea.
Because she can't hang, because she can't talk the same jargon that they can. They can't talk the same talk.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Also, I think that definitely for me, same. He's an asshole for even saying this to Celeste. I mean, I think I can understand what this girl was like. Quizás la otra mala Jessica no hizo nada. She wasn't trying to get back with this guy, whatever. But because she already
was
had
an
a
ex.
bad experience con Katie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Que la Katie se le quería meter a la fuerza because she was still hung up on this guy. I would be like,
Yeah.
hey, like, no, actually, like, I don't trust this anymore. If you thought that she was over you, but she's not, what if this other girl is not over you? And then pasa lo mismo. Then what? And so, I understand that part. I think that if the friends are talking now, I would love to know qué hizo el guy cuando like the boyfriend when he heard his friend telling his girlfriend that. Like, what did you say? Did you man up and stand up and be like, don't talk to my girlfriend like that? I'd rather have her than you guys. Or I wonder if, he just stayed quiet and allowed them to like talk to her the way that however he wanted to. Do we have any comments to kind of like see if that's what happened?
Okay, so we have one. It says, "You're the asshole. Katie started crap and made the group uncomfortable
Yep.
for Celeste. The only thing Celeste seemed to do wrong was to be poorer than you all. Maybe she also knows the difference between pristine and prestigious."
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think, honestly, maybe not the whole friend group, but I do think that they enabled the behavior because to me, they're all assholes. I don't freaking care.
Yeah.
Because it's so annoying that, like, okay, yes, y'all are friends and y'all are gonna stay friends through thick and thin. Doesn't matter what happens. This dude, Greg, he dated 2 girls out of the friend group. And obviously, both of them didn't work out. One was okay, Jessica, Katie. The other one was not. She was still hung up on him. But by the time that he got another girlfriend outside of their friend group, the friend group didn't really do anything. They all knew that Katie still liked him. They all knew that they were still hanging out without the whole friend group being there.
Yeah.
They were like, whatever, y'all can do your own thing. It's okay. We all know we're going to be friends regardless. And they were like, oh, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Even if he has a girlfriend. To me, that's disrespectful because it's not about insecurities. It's just the fact that all of the friends knew that Katie still has feelings for Greg, and y'all are letting that happen. Greg, you in it for your own, tú también eres culpable. I'm sorry, you are too. Because if he really respected his girlfriend, like, and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna commit myself to this relationship. And don't tell me Greg didn't know that Katie still had feelings for him. I'm sorry, don't tell me that because I
también
know.
no le gustaba, por eso andaba ahí, like,
Exactly.
hanging out with her outside of the
If
whatever.
you really respected your relationship with Celeste, you wouldn't still hang out privately with Katie, because to me that is disrespectful. And Celeste is valid in her feelings. It's not about being insecure. Like, this happened, like, Katie literally threw herself onto Greg and made Celeste be like, well, he still has feelings for me. Why else would he be hanging out with me in private? So no, I think they're all assholes.
Yes, que lo deje.
Que lo deje. Verdict, que lo deje.
Yes.
Que lo deje o que Greg deje a los friends.
Que lo deje ella.
Okay. Yeah. I think that que, like, if Greg values these friends y and he wants them in his life for a long time, if they continue to disrespect her and that doesn't change, and again, if he doesn't man up and say something, I think that she should leave him, because it's like, how are you gonna allow somebody to continue to disrespect your partner?
Because I mean, in Friends, like we said already,
and
like,
maybe their
we're
season is over.
Yeah,
college is over.
To keep each other accountable in the good and in the bad. So if they enabled that behavior, like, I would want you to tell me when I'm doing wrong. I would want you to tell me when you're like, hey, I think you were wrong in the situation, and the fact that they didn't do that. I think their season of friendship is over because you're not looking out for Greg's best interests. That's to me, that's not a true friend.
But he's not gonna leave them. Porque desde el principio lo hubiera hecho.
True.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
Creo que ha pasado acá a alguien. Like, you have a boyfriend, your friends don't like it. I'm not gonna leave my boyfriend, I'm gonna leave my friends. Al principio, lastimosamente.
And then it backfires.
You know? Yeah.
True. True. Cuando la Jenny tenga boyfriend, vamos a ver qué pasa.
Más te vale que nos quiera, güey. You know, like,
Right.
que
caiga bien.
Yep. We're not letting you go.
Okay, it doesn't matter what I feel. I just need to take you to my friends.
Yes, I like that idea. So this was our podcast of, like, seasons and friendships. ¿Qué es lo último que, like, tienen que decir? Like, si ustedes tuvieran a alguien, obviamente, like, whoever is watching, dependiendo qué season esté, dependiendo qué age esté, whatever, it doesn't matter, what would you guys want to tell them regarding friendships? Like, what is something super important for you that you will want to share that with somebody else? Last thoughts. Dale, Jenny. Tu primero.
Wow. I would say que sepan apreciar y apreciar a las personas que tienen al lado, especialmente si es una buena persona, una amistad, especialmente hoy en día no se encuentra una buena amistad, y también ser una buena amistad. El mundo se está cayendo, se está derrumbando, y ahorita lo que tenemos es a nosotros mismos. For emotional support y tratar de ser siempre una buena persona. Acerca de la amistad, realmente el amigo más sincero, el amigo que siempre va a estar ahí, es Dios. Ese nunca te va a dejar, ese nunca se va a ir, ese, aunque mire todos los defectos, siempre va a estar ahí. Así es de que Dios es fiel, no importa la religión donde estés, lo que creas, con solo que creas que hay un Dios, y ese es el amigo más fiel que tenemos. Y también, obviamente, cuidar a las amistades, y no solo amistades, también amistades. Simplemente ser agradecidos con las personas que tenemos al lado.
Yeah.
La Jenny lo dijo todo. No. Siempre se cree que talk to your friends. Esa es una de las cosas. Si tú estás pasando por algo y crees que son tus verdaderos amigos, talk to them, para que no sientan que te estás alejando de ellos, o that you don't talk to them anymore. Y no tienes que verlo todos los días, pero hoy en día es bien importante de vez en cuando nada más decir, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Por cualquier cosa. If you don't have friends, dile a Meli, we can hang out. Pero friends, hay que cuidarnos entre unos con otros. If they don't talk to you for a while, no te enojes con ellos, porque también están pasando por situaciones. Yeah.
True. What do you think? Last thoughts, Emily.
You know, times, friends, things, everything comes and goes. Never mourn over too long over a friendship that has passed, because you never know what's right around the corner. Appreciate the friendships that you do have for the time and the seasons that you do have, because they were necessary and they were there for the times that you needed them to be, or by the times that God permitted them to be. But everybody is put in your life for a reason, for the time that they were there. Never try to force anything, because you never know what hurt you could be putting upon yourself. So that's something that, you know, you have to really pray about and talk to God about, because if there's anybody that's going to understand you, it's God. But trust in God and know that if He is going to put and remove friends, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
And trust in that.
I agree. I think, and the last things that I want to say is basically, like, we all kind of said it, take care of the people that are around you. You know, make sure that you are, if you really do value their friendship, value them as people, make sure that you accept them as they are. Don't try to change anybody a la fuerza just because if it's your agenda, if it's your character, if it's your personality, accept them as they are. And if you feel like you can't do that for whatever reason, then let them go. Free yourself from that and free them from that as well, so then they can find somebody else. Like today's verse, we were talking about different seasons and different times for everything. Understand that as people, as our own person, we go through different seasons, and so we might be in a really high season where everything is butterflies and rainbows and everything else, and be there with your friend to celebrate. If they're in the season where, like, the sky is falling, the world is ending, my heart is breaking, I'm breaking, whatever, then be there for your friend in that season as well, because they probably need you. Don't take things personal. It's not just a you thing, but it's like, how do I help you in this? Also know when to cut off seasonal friends. Know when the time ya pasó and it's, you know, time to let them go. Know that too. Find yourself some good people around you and take care of them and love on them. And yeah, like, it doesn't matter age, it doesn't matter your social economic background. It doesn't matter we went to college or we didn't. It doesn't matter que trabajo, whatever. Like, look pasar, like, mira past that, porque eso va y viene, but like, really look at people's heart. Once you find some good friends that you know are solid, they can put them to trial to make sure they can pass it, like, you know, they're fireproof. And then, like, really just take care of them. Understand, like, again, because if you go through personal seasons in your lives and you're in different ways, like, don't be jealous of your friends. You know, like, I got married. I'm not gonna be jealous that Liliana and Jenny hang out more often because you guys are single. If you're single and you like my friends, let me know.
I'm 33.
I'm gonna be like the matchmaker.
Oh, no.
But yeah, like, don't be jealous of your friends, and if you're in a friend group, like, allow them to thrive and you thrive as well. And then there's moments where, like, you know, we still see each other. Make time for your friends, regardless at whatever season of life you're in. Make time for your friends, because, like you said, sometimes you're out doing life with somebody else, and then that could be just temporary. And then, pero tus friends were, like, solid there, and they're the ones that are gonna get you through the rough times. And so, just maintain a good group of people around you that love you and that you love as well. But that was it for today's podcast, you guys. Y'all made it. We hope that this podcast episode really helped you guys. It gave you a little insight of who my friends are, the very, very special people around me that I love and hold dearly to my heart. And kind of shows you like the good people that hay en el mundo. But yeah, we also hope that whatever season that you are in, that you understand that season, and then that you care for the people around you and care for the friends or the people that you call friends. Let us know what you thought about this podcast in the comments below. Remember, this is just a light tap into this conversation, a light tap into this Bible verse. If you feel like we didn't touch a certain point or we didn't discuss it in a different way, that is okay. This is time for you to do your homework at home. Open up your Bibles. Let the Holy Spirit reveal himself to you, give you a different revelation of this Bible verse to you directly. But do that at home. And that is it for today. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.